a place where women didn't wait to be saved. They became warriors, leaders, the backbone of survival. Where war didn't just destroy lives, it rewrote destiny. A place where a simple cup of coffee isn't just a drink, it's a ritual, slow, sacred, a symbol of identity poured through generations of pride and struggle. This isn't a story from a movie, this is Kosovo. Here, history isn't forgotten, it's lived. In people who refused to vanish and chose to rise. In traditions that defy time. In landscapes that challenge logic. From deep scars to fearless ambition. From blood-written pasts to impossible rivers. These are 12 mind-blowing facts about Kosovo. And by the end of this journey, you won't just discover a country. Number 12. Europe's youngest country. Kosovo, often nicknamed Europe's youngest country, lies hidden in the heart of southeastern Europe, a small nation with a powerful story. Smaller than the U.S. state of Connecticut, Kosovo covers just about 4,200 square miles, yet its cultural and political influence across the Balkans is anything but modest in size. It sits at a strategic crossroads where different traditions, languages, and histories meet, bordered by Serbia, Montenegro, North Macedonia, and Albania. More than 100 countries recognize Kosovo as a sovereign state, including the United States, Germany, the United Kingdom, and France. Yet Kosovo declared independence from Serbia in 2008, and its status remains one of the most debated issues in modern European politics. Powerful nations such as Russia and China, along with Serbia itself, still refuse to do so, leaving Kosovo in a unique diplomatic limbo despite this recognition. Kosovars express their national identity with pride, regardless of this uncertainty. Their flag prominently displays the country's own map, a feature shared by only one other national flag, making it one of the rarest in the world. It's a bold visual statement that reflects a people determined to define themselves on the world. Number 11. The cheapest real estate in Europe. Then look no further than Kosovo, where real estate is shockingly cheap and not only affordable. Dreaming of owning a home in Europe without breaking the bank? That's around 1/5 of the average apartment price in cities like Lisbon and about the same as a 2024 Ford Explorer. In the capital city of Pristina, a modern 2-bedroom apartment in the city center can cost as little as $25,000. Kosovo suddenly becomes one of Europe's best-kept real estate secrets when you compare that to Spain or Greece, where downtown properties can range from $300,000 to $500,000. But here's where it gets even better. If you invest $100,000 or more in property, you'll qualify for the following benefits. The Kosovo government is planning to launch a 5-year residency program by the end of 2025. Streamlined residency paperwork, free education, free healthcare, tax exemptions. Number 10. The vow of women who never marry. A tradition survives high in the rugged mountains of northern Albania and Kosovo that feels almost mythical to outsiders. It tells the story of women who willingly give up their identity as women and marriage to live their lives as men. This extraordinary custom traces its roots back to the Kanun, an ancient code of honor and law that governed life in the region for centuries. They are called Bernatia, or sworn virgins. Under these strict patriarchal rules, only men were allowed to hold authority, represent the family, and inherit property. So when a household had no sons, it faced a difficult choice: either allow a daughter to take a sacred vow and step into the role of a man, or accept a male outsider to lead the family. Once the vow is taken, however, it is permanent. There is no turning back. Those who chose this path cut their hair short, adopt male names, dress in men's clothing, and take on every responsibility expected of men in their communities. They carry weapons, smoke and drink alongside other men, attend village councils, and participate in ceremonies. Number 9. Where old cars become supercars. Forget the roar of a Ferrari. In Kosovo, all it takes is the rumble of an old Mercedes-Benz to capture attention. You don't need a flashy supercar here. To outsiders, these vehicles might look worn or outdated, dusty relics from another era. But in Kosovo, they're anything but ordinary. From May through September, wedding season turns quiet towns into moving celebrations. Streets fill with long processions of classic Mercedes cars from the 1980s and 1990s, proudly escorting brides and grooms through their neighborhoods like royalty, accompanied by honking horns and blaring music. These cars are legends on wheels, deeply woven into the country's modern history. The love for Mercedes runs deeper than style. It's tied to survival. Built to last and easy to repair even with basic roadside tools, they became trusted companions for families, businesses, and entire communities. In the difficult years following the Kosovo War, owning a Mercedes wasn't just about transportation. It was often the most valuable thing a family possessed, a symbol of stability, hard work, and success in uncertain times. Over time, they stopped being just cars. They became part of family heritage. Number 8. Kosovo women are looking for international men. Often described as hidden gems of the Balkans, the women of Kosovo are admired for far more than their looks. Their features often reflect the region's unique blend of cultures, combining European and Middle Eastern influences with striking eyes, defined cheekbones, and dark flowing hair. In cities like Pristina and Peja, many young women embrace modern fashion, stylish dresses, designer sunglasses, and confident runway-like presence on busy streets. Yet beyond the urban centers, village life reveals a more traditional side, where women wear modest dresses and headscarves reflecting long-held Balkan customs and values. Kosovo's population trends also stand out. Women slightly outnumber men, especially in major cities. But what truly defines many Kosovo women today is not just appearance or style, but education and ambition. A large percentage pursue higher education, and it's common to meet women who speak multiple languages, including Albanian, Serbian, English, German, and Turkish. As Kosovo becomes more connected to the world, international relationships and marriages have grown, particularly with people from countries like Germany, Turkey, and the United States, showing how this small Balkan nation is increasingly part of a much larger. Number 7. The most unique bridal makeup ritual in Kosovo. In the southern mountains of Kosovo, the village of Donja Ljubinje preserves a bridal tradition so rare and intricate it feels like a sacred ritual frozen in time. Here, brides don't simply wear a gown on their wedding day, they are transformed into living works of art. Their faces are carefully hand-painted with detailed patterns, each symbol carrying deep meaning. 3 golden circles represent a woman's past, present, and future. Red dots stand for the unity of family, while blue designs express hope for a joyful and lasting marriage. The ceremony lasts nearly 2 hours, during which the bride must sit perfectly still, eyes closed, lips silent, as the artwork is slowly brought to life. It is more than decoration, it marks a spiritual passage into a new chapter of life. Today, however, this centuries-old custom is at risk of disappearing. Only one master artist is known to still practice it, Aziza Shefki-Taga, now in her late 80s and regarded as a living cultural treasure. The ritual gained international attention in 2022 when Melissa Guerrero traveled from the United States to Kosovo, choosing to marry in Donja Ljubinje and take part in this extraordinary tradition, helping shine a global spotlight on a fading piece of Balkan heritage. Number 6. A coffee culture that rivals Italy or France. Think the best coffee culture belongs to Italy or France? Think again. Kosovo might just give them a run for their money. Here, coffee isn't just a drink, it's a way of life, a ritual, a language of its own. With nearly 6,000 coffee shops serving a population of just 1.8 million, that's one cafe for every 300 people, making Kosovo one of the most caffeine-saturated countries in Europe. You'll find it all here. Cozy Balkan-style cafes with warm lighting and soft jazz, chic modern spots that could easily belong in New York or Berlin, outdoor terraces where people linger for hours, cup in hand, heart in conversation. And forget about your average espresso machine. Here, coffee is often brewed using a jezva, a small, long-handled copper pot placed over hot sand. The result? A thick, bold brew with an unforgettable flavor that could keep a newcomer awake for hours. But for locals, 4 or 5 cups a day is just the beginning. And while bars in Western cities usually come alive at night, in Kosovo, daytime bar culture is totally normal. Number 5. The ugliest capital in the world? At first glance, the label might sting. Pristina, the ugliest capital in the world? But dig deeper, and you'll find a city that's anything but ugly. This now infamous nickname traces back to a single building, the National Library of Kosovo, a bizarre structure with 99 domes wrapped in metal mesh sitting on top of raw concrete. To some, it looks like a beehive. To others, a crashed alien spaceship. When the travel website Virtual Tourist ranked it among the ugliest buildings on Earth, Pristina inherited the title it never asked for. But here's the truth. Pristina is young, alive, and full of contrasts. It's one of Europe's cheapest capitals, a magnet for startups and NGOs, with institutions like USAID and EU development offices setting up shop, alongside a new generation of innovators in blockchain, AI, and green energy. Local tech companies like Giraffa, sometimes called the Google of the Balkans, are making international waves. Sure, the public transport is still developing, but internet speeds are lightning fast, and free Wi-Fi is everywhere. And then there are the people. Warm, welcoming, genuine. In Kosovo, a handshake isn't just a greeting, it's a ceremony, a heartfelt exchange of peace, respect, and soul. Number 4. A country alive with festivals. Think Europe's most vibrant festivals only happen in Venice or Paris? Think again, because Kosovo knows how to throw a party. At the heart of the celebration is DokuFest, held every August in the ancient city of Prizren. It's the largest short film and documentary festival in the Balkans, and for 8 magical days, the entire city transforms into a giant open-air cinema. Picture this. You're sitting on centuries-old stone steps, sipping local wine, watching powerful films projected on castle walls under a blanket of stars. It's like Cannes, but raw, intimate, and dripping with history. But that's just the beginning. Every summer, the capital Pristina comes alive with the Sunny Hill Festival, founded by Kosovo's own global superstar Dua Lipa. For 3 electrifying days, tens of thousands flood the city from across Europe, turning it into a mini Las Vegas. Flashing lights, booming beats, and performances by top international artists. And then there's Ederlazy, also known as the St. George Festival, one of the oldest Romani and Balkan spring rituals. In every village, you'll find red and white flags waving, women weaving luck-bringing bracelets, and children dancing in colorful parades. The air is filled with smoke and spice from grilled lamb feasts, some spanning 300 feet long.
Number 3. Europe's only two-hearted river. Just travel to the mountains of Kosovo? You don't need to open a textbook to witness a rare geographic phenomenon. Though it stretches just 25 miles, 40 kilometers, its journey is anything but ordinary. There, you'll find something that inspires poets and baffles scientists. The Neredimka River, Europe's only bifurcated river, or as locals call it, the river with 2 hearts. Originating from the slopes of Mount Neredime at 5,646 feet, 1,721 meters, the river splits in 2, and each half flows toward a different sea. The other side slips north, merging into the Danube, crossing country after country until it finally empties into the Black Sea. One side journeys south through the Lepan River, eventually reaching the sun-drenched shores of the Aegean Sea. Even though Kosovo is landlocked, this small river holds a powerful message. Nature doesn't obey borders. It finds a way to connect. Drop a leaf in this river, and who knows, it might end up in a quiet Romanian bay or on a Greek beach. Number 2, a foodie's paradise. For those who've tasted it, Kosovo might not be the first country that comes to mind when you think of food, but it's nothing short of a culinary revelation. Every dish tells a story of history, hospitality, and home. Here, Balkan tradition dances with Turkish flair, Mediterranean freshness, and a touch of modern European fusion. Pair it with a cup of strong black coffee, brewed Ottoman style over hot sand, and you've already tasted centuries of tradition before noon. Start your morning like a local with a warm, flaky birek, a thin golden pastry filled with cheese, spinach, or spiced minced lamb. One bite and you'll understand why they say a good birek makes the whole day sweet. But no dish wins hearts quite like filia, the crown jewel of Kosovo's kitchen. Locals joke, if you want to marry a Kosovo girl, learn to bake perfect filia.
And you've already tasted centuries of tradition before noon.
Number 1. The cost of living in Kosovo. There's one place where your money still goes far, in a world where $1 buys less every day. Kosovo, a country where you can live fully without breaking the bank. Getting around is easy too. City buses are under 50 cents. Taxis start at $1.50, and a full month of transport can cost as little as $50. Move to the suburbs or smaller towns like Peja or Jakova, and rent drops to $150 to $200. Start with rent. A one-bedroom apartment in central Pristina costs just $250 to $350 per month. A strong espresso costs just 70 cents to $1. And yes, you can sip it for hours without being rushed. Even coffee culture stays kind to your wallet. Groceries? A full week of fresh vegetables, meat, bread, eggs, and essentials costs just $30 to $50. And a delicious local meal at a restaurant? You're looking at $4 to $6 total. Utilities, including electricity, high-speed internet, water, and winter heating, average just $100 to $150 a month. Compare that to New York, London, or Berlin, where rent alone can be 5 to 10 times more, and the math speaks for itself. So what does life in Kosovo really cost? Between $500 to $700 per month, total, including rent, food, transport, and utilities.